Okay, so this is the video to explain so pillow supports and side lying and how to teach your patient proper pillow support. So Diane is laying on her side here. We'll go with the same scenario that she is having neck pain and shoulder pain, and right now she's actually laying on the shoulder that hurts. The technique applies regardless of which side they lay on, their injured side or their non-injured side, okay? So that's nice, you don't have to necessarily think about it differently. Diane, show me how you put your pillows when you lay on your side. Okay, so again, it's good that she's choosing a support of some sort, but again, we could make this a little more ideal for her so that she's getting a better night's sleep and resting those joints. So again, we start at the head and neck pillow, okay? When you're in side lying, you have a lot more freedom of motion, degrees of freedom of motion. So people have a lot more ability to put their head and neck in a really odd position when they sleep. So I not only have to teach them to keep their spine in neutral from a flexion extension standpoint, right? Some people can sleep like this, some people kick their head back in extension. I also need to make sure they're not rotating one way or the other. And I now need to make sure they're not side bending one way or the other. The side bend is again, the most important, the support they're getting or not getting from the pillow. Firmness or softness of your mattress also makes a difference, like we talked about in the supine video. I'm gonna have you come and get an angle of her neck here. Okay, so what I hope you can see in the video is that this pillow is too thin. This is not supportive enough for her. She is side bent towards the bed. So her spine is angling down, and I can tell because I can palpate the spinous process of C2, and I can palpate spinous process of like C6, C7, T1, any of those, and I can tell those aren't exactly in a line. Her C2 is further towards the table. So I need to put more support under her head. That's important not only for her head and neck, come around this way for me, Lily. It's also really important for this shoulder, this injured shoulder that she's laying on. She'll compensate in a few ways, right? Because her pillow isn't thick enough. She'll either kick this arm up under the pillow to support her head because she knows her body innately knows she needs to fill in the space. That can hurt and pinch someone's shoulders. She'll kick it all the way up under her head. This is an absolute no-no for shoulder pain because that's just going to pinch down on everything. Or she'll kick it forward, pull it forward and sleep sort of in this half side lying quarter turn position, which is going to create this rounded shoulder position. I've got rotation at my head. I'm definitely not neutral in that position. So let's correct and go right onto your shoulder again. And let's give you more pillow support. The other thing that can tend to happen with the head and neck, again, with my 2-pillow sleepers, is one pillow is not enough, and they just think, I'm gonna put another pillow under here. Right? And now 2 pillows is too many, and her head is bent up the other way, and we just have the opposite problem. How to remedy this is quite simple. Go back to your 1 pillow that you prefer, and you're gonna take a bath towel. I do not have a bath towel here, but I have several of those other towels. But a bath towel at home works just fine. You just take the bath towel, you just fold it up a certain number of times to basically create a little platform to bring the bed up to them. So we may need, 4 might be too many, Diane. We'll just play with this a second. Okay. Yep, 4 is a little too many. Okay, so again, I would unfold my bath towel a little bit to make a little bit of a smaller platform. And that's getting closer. Yep, I think that's pretty darn close. So I'm gonna leave that for right now, okay? I tell my patients, if you think you've got your head right and you're, 10 minutes of laying and something's starting to get achy, it might be a little off. Check your head pillow and maybe unfold or fold your towel up a little bit more. Okay, next pillow is the arm. So she had the right idea with putting a pillow here of some sort. But again, we want to support the entire arm from the shoulder to the fingers. So we'd ideally like to spin this, put that up in her armpit, and let it support her entire arm. Now this hand could be, on the pillow, it could be here, wherever that's comfortable for them, as long as she's not shoving it under the pillow or her arm up underneath her head, okay? Now, Legs is the last place we want to support in side lying. The same principle as supine applies. Again, I see a lot of people who say I put a pillow between my knees. That's better than nothing. But ideally, we want to spin that pillow and support that person's entire limb from hip to toe. This is again with those taller, longer legged people, you might want a body pillow or suggest that they get a body pillow. The last place that you might want to support is just like the lumbar spine. You may want to support the side. So if you have somebody with like mid-thoracic or low back pain, I'm going to take this pillow away a second to demo that. This space that's left in right here, because your hips are wider than your waist for a lot of people, so you're going to naturally have a curvature here in your spine. You may want to do the same thing with that pillow that you did for supine, which is sneak it underneath above the iliac crest, scrunch together, and lay down on that. Again, that's individual. Not everybody feels that they need that support. Same process as with supine. So spin that pillow.
I was gonna say.
There you go.
There you go.
So stick it up in your armpit first. Yep, and then you'll remember. Yeah, you're in your old habit.
I know.
So same thing this way. The other thing, she wants to rotate up and look at me. So I would tell her, yeah, correct your neck, make sure you're in neutral. And then I would tell her, okay, close your eyes, pretend you're sleeping, get a sense for how this support feels. And I would do the same thing I did in supine. Pull the pillows away little by little, or the supports little by little, and have her feel the difference. So first one is no pillow at the legs. Okay, if this was an arm or neck patient, this arm pillow is gonna be really obvious, so I'll pull away the side support first. Okay, I'll pull away their arm support. Most patients are gonna be like, ick, terrible, give me that pillow back.
Yeah.
And then she was a single pillow sleeper, so I'm gonna pull away her.
Yep. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
For sure.
Yeah, because that takes off the pressure here.
Yep. Or if she was a 2-pillow person, you put the pillow back so she can feel what it's like being all side bent up and awkward. Okay, so for side lying, if they were a right side sleeper instead of a left like we're demoing right now, same thing. You're on the other side, you're setting it up the same. The only difference, I'll go into a little caveat. Since she's laying on her injured shoulder, there's one other way that you can prop someone up when they're acutely painful in that shoulder where they can't even comfortably lay on this side. Their options are lay on the opposite side instead and set them up like this. Your other option is to create a little nook or valley for them to put that shoulder into. So let me just show you that alternative. So you're gonna sit up for a second, Diane, and let's get you back your pillows here because we know you needed that. You might actually even need the 4th towel. Okay, so what we could do instead is we could tell them to lay on a pillow, so they lay their body on the pillow and the shoulder sits in this little nook. So you're unweighting it basically. They're not weight bearing through it then as much. Right, and then you probably need a little more here because you've raised the body up. Right, and then again, this stays the same. The leg prop and the arm prop would remain the same. How does that feel?
Good.
Do you feel the weight coming off the shoulder?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's another option if they really can't sleep on the opposite side. We know we always get those patients that are like, I only sleep on my left or right or whatever, and that's their injured side. This could be a alternative for them.
Okay.